And that also reminds me, we got a recipe, a diagram, a while back for what sounded like it was a Witcher piece of gear, but it was not affiliated with any of the schools. I'm assuming it's a sword. It should be a green sword with a name kind of like that. It was definitely green. I just wanted to see how good is it. Is it worth considering even using it, or, you know, just a good thing to take stock of strong swords that are options. I mean, I assume it's some kind of sword, though it may not be. The diagram was definitely green. Although, I don't see any green swords here that are not affiliated with a given school. So it may have been that relic rarity one that I was saying sounded kind of familiar. But the other thing that caught my attention was just the Manticore sword. I know we were looking at Manticore armor a while back, and it was the additional toxicity or something like that. It was alchemy focused. Appears to be the idea behind the Manticore set. But what about the swords? Because I know we were looking at I think it was like gloves or an armor piece at the time. Because yeah, you get crit stuff, which is nice, and chance to cause bleeding. But I do like that. I mean, this is basically, those are the types of stats we want. But the bonuses for the Manticore set, not as interesting. Like the 3-piece bonus, not really a factor for us. We very rarely use explosives. Maximum number of charges for each alchemy item is increased by 1. I don't know. Don't really think so. So I think, you know, although the stats on the sword are intriguing, probably not something we'd actually pursue. So then we were saying there are these monster nests over here, which I thought were these monster nests that we encountered when we were on the photo shoot, if you will, for the previous quest, for the guy who later made some paintings. I thought this was a couple of giant centipede nests. So while we're over here, this might make some sense to just head over further in that direction to get that stuff done, because I did forget that those were still there for a little while. And there are still these question marks up here, yes, that we will, of course, at some point end up doing. And maybe when we do those, we would realize, oh, wait, we have not yet finished these. But just in case that slips our mind, let's go and finish them up now. And I think this is an area that we've, for the most part, already traveled through, so I think it's a safe bet that we can hop on Roach and not have to be too concerned about zooming past stuff of interest. That is the wrong horse. This is the right horse. Okay. Oop. Come on.
Slow now.
No, actually, I wanted you to do that. Thank you. And actually go this way. There we go. Thought it was more or less right along this pathway. Yeah, just ignore the dotted line, because that's taking us to the main quest at this point, not our marker here. Okay, and this was the place where we encountered the, not a Leshen, but basically a Leshen. And then also the area where we ran into a bunch of the stuff for the lady who turned into a tree. That's when we were last over in this area, doing all that stuff. But, oh, heck was that sound? A weird sound, yes, but no, what, well, now apparently we're in combat. Whoa-ho-ho! We may be close enough that we have caught the attention of some of the enemies of this monster nest. I think so. And I think we have had our confirmation that these are, in fact, giant centipedes. If you could use the yarn a little bit faster next time, maybe? That'd be great. Where'd you pop up? Over here. What level are you? 49. What? That's absolutely the highest level enemy we've fought thus far. That's the wrong side. Oh, didn't quite get you. Didn't quite finish you off. So yeah, these are definitely the highest level enemies we've ever fought, which is a little concerning. If we could Jordan, like now. Although, preferably, you know, like when they're actually in the circle. Hey guys, come here. That's not here. It's the wrong place, in fact. Okay, I don't really want to actually get hit by that, because if you're a level 49, I'm somewhat concerned about how hard you hit us without Quen. Okay, I would like to finish you off, though. Possible. That's gonna hurt. Actually, didn't hurt. You just went up there. I'm surprised you could even do that. I kind of assumed that you would only surface on relatively even ground. Jordan. Please show up in the Jordan. Please show up in the Jordan. You did not show up in the Jordan. How rude. How rude. And then the Jordan expires. And then you show up right as the Jordan expires. You show up in that. And then you go down when we put it back. The nerve. The absolute nerve. Okay, well, we chopped that one in half. Now for this guy. Okay, that does poison us a bit. But it wasn't too bad. Ow. That would have been great to have the Jordan on that time. Not have it ready yet, though. Okay, well, don't sprint. Now this will work. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Jump! Okay, let's, I don't know if there are any others. That may be one. But let's, destroy these nests before anything else happens here. Also, where's the actual nest? Like, I'm seeing the markers? Oh, now there's a Wraith. Okay, I'm not sure why. Wraith is also running away. Could you please, if you want to fight us, fight us? No? This is the Wraith that we saw a while back that also decided to run away from us, never ending? That was a different place, right? That has happened to us before. Yeah, there are more Wraiths. Okay. This might have been that location, actually. Please don't hit us. Only are you allowed to approach us when we have a Jordan up. Then there's the rules, buddy. I don't make them. I just enforce them. Okay, so like I said, Wraith Essence, something that, in theory, we can get fairly regularly. But, the monster nests, where do we actually destroy those things? Because in theory, they're right here, and yet I don't see them. I don't see the part where we actually destroy them. It is concerning. Is it actually possible to destroy them, or are they just here exclusively for the purpose of that quest and actually cannot be destroyed? Tree Lady wasn't over here. She's like in this general area. Okay, a little further south. She was like down there. Or like there or something. Somewhere around this general area, yeah. One of the forks in the roads. But what gives the monster nest? Why they no appear? In theory, we're standing directly on top of them. But I don't see anything that says we can destroy them. It's just kind of a bug. They aren't actually destructible. Alright. I guess, in that case, we carry on. It's okay, Roach. It's cool. It's cool. She knows we didn't get rid of the nests. She's like, Geralt, you didn't do your job. It's okay. It's okay. On this specific occasion, we can't actually do it, apparently. But, okay. In that case, we do have question marks in this general area, but let's see. We were doing a Vinter contract. Where are the other ones? There's one down in the area where we were previously, the southeast. This one is to the west of the palace. Forget what the deal was with this place here. Don't remember this spot? But I thought there was also a Witcher diagram somewhere in this general area. So we could potentially do both those things. Let's just double check. For Witcher... Or not Witcher contract, treasure hunt I meant. Witcher gear. Diagrams. Bear School, I think that's east. Yeah, that's east. Manticore, maybe? I think it's Manticore. Yeah. Okay, it's not really in the same spot. It's further south. It's potentially something we could combine. I don't know. So, at the very least, why don't we go for the Winter contract, and then we'll decide later on if we feel like we want to combine that with trying to track down Witcher diagrams, or if we save that for a future occasion. So was it this one? Hard to reach places? No, that's the one that's further east. The other Winter contract. DUCHATON CREST. There we go. Okay, yeah. And then the Witcher diagram is like there. That's pretty far. So I don't know if we'll combine those, but we'll see. First things first, we actually need to head back to the fast travel spot, which I believe was up over here. Yeah.
Come on.
So now we head over. And this one, more or less has a marker right next to it. That doesn't sound good. Oh. Is that coming from down here? Well, if so, then that's a little concerning. Sounded like whatever was making that sound is quite large. Okay, so here's the setup. Their little camp. So I think this is just the same deal. Hop in, get rid of the monsters, job's done. Let's save. But what is that sword with the 0 next to it? Is that basically just saying our sword is not currently charged up with any... Oh, that scares them. Sorry. Is that from Erendite? What is that? Yeah, Erendite 0. Okay, gotcha. So... Actually, when... And this one is, in theory, 3 levels higher than the previous one. So this could be a little trickier. Last time, of course, we had, I think, mostly insectoids. Did we have any wraiths down there as well? We might have. But this sounded like potentially a bit different, and this looks like, you know, Combat Central right here. No indication yet as to what type of enemy we're dealing with. I mean, once upon a time, the guy probably told us what kind of enemy it was supposed to be. While roaming the slopes of Mount Gorgon, Geralt ran into a Winter who required a Witcher's aid, but again, as with the last time, not exactly the most descriptive quest descriptions there, but it sounded like something other than an insectoid, if that was in fact what we were hearing from near the fast travel spot, so we shall see. Hello? Well, there's something over there. We know that much. So, like, maybe insectoids, maybe even a Shaelmar. We fought, is there a way through here? It looks like it, but I don't think there actually is. Or at least we could try, but I don't think it's a good idea. Might get ourselves stuck. Okay. Hello? Can we tell what that is? That might be a Shalimar. I think it might be. That's my guess, at least. There is some stuff back here, but I think we probably fight the... Well, I mean... Okay, we can take this, yes. But I thought that was going to be a corpse with actually good stuff on it. So Shalimar was a relic, right? I suppose we can walk a little bit closer and try to confirm, but... I'm fairly confident in that assessment. Looks quite Shalimar-y to me. Yeah, definitely. So, let's throw on Relic Oil. We'll make sure that we are throwing explosives at the walls for it to, because it's blind, so it's reacting to the sound. So we throw explosives at the walls to have it chase after that, and then while it's all stunned after crashing into the wall, that's when we attack. Okay, so that's oiled up. What else? Are you repaired? You're in good enough shape? And then... Other than that, like, this stuff should be fine, right? So this, mechanically at least, can be a very tricky fight. So, I think it's, Samum is technically the explosive we're supposed to throw, so we want it to crash into a wall somewhere close by, but not, like, at us. Which also, this was not the best place to initiate this throw, because we cannot cancel this animation. So, how about... Oh, there, not us, not on us. It did see us. It did, in fact, see us. Go over there, go over there, go over there. You hear that sound? Go attack that thing. Except, you know, we're right next to it. It may have noticed. It probably noticed. Okay, well, I didn't need to do that one, but... I was also very slow to get over to this guy. Does it know we're here? It might. Go that way again. Whoa! Don't like the looks of that. Whoa! Yep, it still hit us. Well, we got it. Okay. I suppose that works. Not exactly according to plan, but ultimately, Shalimar's down. Mission complete. Is there anything else down here? This suggests there's a way out here, but that, I think, again, that's sort of the way that we saw previously that looked like it was connected, but isn't really. So in that case, let's head back. And that's up here, I think, is the way out. And we done it.
So? Well? Problem solved. Shalimar that lived in the cave won't pester you anymore.
Superb!
Superb.
I've built a warehouse and you've
Warehouse,
gained
okay,
my
that's what you're gonna use it for.
gratitude.
And, what about what you have in stock?
Mind showing me what you're selling?
You also have some monies, but you are actually, the last time, the guy was basically an herbalist. This time you're more what I would expect, sort of like the typical tavern keeper type of stock, which means we probably can't sell any of our many crafting materials to you, or excess crafting materials to you, but we could just dump, you know, like our bazillion alcoholic beverages. I mean, not so much the beers, but more so the wines. I'm actually surprised we don't have more of all of them. I guess there's enough variations on them that any one type of wine doesn't get that many copies, but yeah, that does surprise me. What about like our bazillion raspberries and strawberries? Well, we'll keep a few. I do like me some raspberries and strawberries every now and again. Particularly strawberries. The mushrooms. You know, so like individually these are not doing much, but like we've so much of this stuff that we can sell collectively. Pretty large chunk. And it starts to add up a little bit. The grapes. Well, those are actually worth... I mean, I suppose that does make some sense that the grapes are worth something to wine people. Those are things that we're picking up fairly regularly, I suppose. That and the potatoes. Water. How are we doing with that? That was, once upon a time, one of the more common things to pick up, but I suppose all the wine has replaced all the water. Who needs water here in Tucson? Not I. Says just about everybody. Okay. I mean, we could sell a little bit more to you. Like, technically, the fish is one of the more effective items for healing, because it gives 80 per second rather than 50. But, do we have any 50s that we have a high quantity of? I'm not necessarily sure that we do. Cheeses. They're worth a little bit. The olives. Yeah, so I mean we could sell like every last thing, every last piece of food we have to this guy, but don't really think there's a need for that. Don't remember getting this before. Yeah, I mean he has a little more money, so like we could do it, but I'm actually surprised that doesn't heal for more. This should suffice, though.
See you later.
Okay. Huh? Okay. That was a dramatic cut. I'm kind of curious to see what happens if we go back down there after we've cleared them out. Like, maybe later on there will be some signs of them inhabiting this place, but oh, already in fact.
Not, you still to bust your bum.
Yeah, they're already down there. Cool.
I do what they pay me to do. That's it.
Yeah. Even this scribe walking around in circles. Him too. He is going to get very dizzy very quickly. I have to imagine he's probably going to be stuck doing this for the rest of his life. I am so sorry. I am so sorry, poor scribe.
Not even a draft horse.
I'm going to save my hands. Watch your stones.
Okay, so now we'll head out. Yeah, that's the other thing, is imagine all the food that we have in our inventory, storing that stuff for months. Stuff that very much goes bad, like strawberries, raspberries, raw meat. Like, we have hundreds of whatever units there is, or, you know, serving size there is, of raw meat. It's just hanging out in our pockets for, in some cases, like, a year. So, that would get pretty nasty, I would think. Oh, also, we definitely went past the, fast travel spot. Actually, in the opposite direction. And we are now happening to be going toward the, well, that's the special lake. But, down here was the Manticore diagram. If we're heading in this direction, I suppose maybe we just go and do it. I believe this was the special lake, the one that we are approaching here. What is that?
Stench.
Oh, it's a boar. For a second, I did not recognize that at all. No, you can keep the sword drawn. Oh, he did not care about axing. Did not care at all about axing. I very much did axing him. Did not care one bit. This one. Okay, maybe though we keep the Quen active and actually make some kind of effort to sidestep their attacks. Come on. There we go. So that first boar that we were fighting did not get perma-stunned by the Axii. There was that theory we were throwing around earlier of like, is that just going to happen every single time we fight somebody? No, apparently not. And in some ways, although that would be interesting to see that powerful of a combo, I mean, that would be game-breaking. That would be insanely powerful to the point where we would just not even have to think about fighting anyone. We would just automatically make them defenseless. Oh, more spidery dudes. So, not perfect in that sense. But, ooh, hello. Should probably throw down a Yurden here. Where, you know, like, all the spiders are. Ooh, hello. Hello. There are enough of them. I think it's probably worth throwing on an insectoid oil. And sword is a little beat up. I think we might wait for 40%er though. I mean, I guess we have... How many 40% repair kits do we have though? We have a ton, don't we? We have 52 remaining. I think we're pretty safe. It is a somewhat significant over repair, but so be it. That's what we get for having saved up a bunch of repair kits early. That's the luxury we now have. Okay, so like this is when we'd like to Axii one of them and then pass off that Axii to all the other ones. Ooh, okay, that didn't work so well though. By the time we got over to you, Axii had worn off. And that's no good. Come on. Ah, and then they swarm. Then they swarm. Then they swarm. Just want to get rid of one of you. I just wish these guys did not go crazy running around doing who knows what. Just, it's a little too much, in my opinion. Like, look at this. They're all over the place. One minute they're all up in your face, the next minute they're halfway across the world. But make up your mind. Do you want to fight us right now, or are you running away? Waiting for the jump. Expecting the jump. Like here. They're just retreating, retreating, retreating. This is where Axii potentially be helpful to at least lock one of them down, get a little bit closer. Now you're making moves. Then you run away before we can get even a fast attack off. Like, what do we do? How do I actually get you to fight us? There we go. That's a well-timed Axii that you somehow still did not die from. Now the big one's down, though. That should make things simpler now. You also... I did Axii. Did not care, though. Now we got the bonus damage. I'm getting in the strong attack. Not that we're gonna be able to... Oh, that's Ard. Well, like, that's part of the reason. Come on. Come on. Come back here. Get back here. Get back. Oh. Sorry, you can sneak up behind us, did you? Sorry, you can sneak up behind us. That's not allowed. Same deal with you, I'm afraid. You must think you're so clever. Oh, well, okay. Fair enough. We both stunned each other.
I like that silver.
How do you like that silver? That's what I get for trying to do a strong attack. I ran away before I could actually hit it. Okay. There we go. See a red dot a little bit further off in the distance, so I think it's far enough away that it is potentially not just more of these spiders, or if it is, then it's, you know, a separate group. Over there, probably that looks like a Kikimore. We tend not to see out in the open like this. I feel like we've only seen them underground thus far. No, we have seen some of them out in the open. It does happen on occasion. Okay, but see, at least they just walk up to you. So you hit them with your sword. They don't spend an hour running away. It's nice. Bit of a relief. Okay, but does that mean we're going to see a Kikimore warrior now, perhaps? Yes. That's precisely what we're going to see. Okay, you're going to burrow. We're going to stun the big one, so we can take out the little one. It works, I suppose. You jump. And you deal a ton of damage when you do jump. But I'd like to get this off. There we go. You're still you. I sprinted to get over to you, and therefore was not able to use Axie. Silly me. But I just feel like mechanically, that's so much more of a reasonable enemy to fight. It's not this game of cat and mouse chase you all over the place just to land a single hit and then you run away again. Which is, that's no fun for anyone. Let's see. Well, we did level up. We did level up. So, that means, I believe now, yes, we have the ability to start taking points in this second row here on the alchemy side, which I think we very much do want to do. But what are we looking for? Because we had a few options that looked good. Each potion dose imbibed heals 5% of maximum vitality. That was high on the list. Protection against attacks from monster type of the oil target. So this one is sort of like passive healing, because we will get random potions activating every time we deal a critical damage or critical effect. So like bleeding, poison, which we have I think 15, and stun, which we have something like 15% chance to do a few of those. So that's not going to happen all the time, but that happens regularly enough that that could be decent. This one, if we're only fighting one type of enemy at a time, then that could be a very nice defensive boost to get. I mean, 5% doesn't sound like a lot, but given how damage is calculated in this game, where it's basically just like attack minus defense, that means like we might have 1,000 attack, but if they have 900, or well, I guess in this case we should be talking more about our defenses. We might have 1,000 defense, which seems like a lot, and they may have 1,001 attack, but that means that, you know, they're just dealing 5 damage at the end of the day. So like getting a 5% increase actually can be a much bigger than 5% reduction in the amount of damage that we take. Like in that situation, we go from 1,000 defense to 1,050, then suddenly, you know, they have 1,005 damage, we have 1,050 armor, we're going from taking 5 damage to taking 0 damage. It's a 100% reduction in damage taken. So that's kind of interesting. This one, not interested for the explosives. Mutagen decoction, increased vitality. I think this one is probably... There's something to be said for doing it. Getting the vitality when we have full vitality and we have some life regeneration, but I think that's infrequent enough. That's not going to help us too much. Well, I mean, if we preemptively have healing on from food, does this count when consumed? Mutagen decoction increases maximum vitality. Oh no, I'm thinking of a different one. Am I thinking of this? Huh. Okay, no, maybe I'm just making it up. Maybe that was something from the first row, or maybe it's just totally fictitious. But yeah, I think I prefer this. That is true. Oftentimes we do retreat a lot, but I mean, like, these guys run all over the place. I think I'm leaning toward this. Let's give that a shot. So now that does mean that we would need to remove one of our skills right now because we don't have enough space for everything. But we had some things that were kind of just like placeholders. Not the best of options, like Crushing Blows. Rank 1 is doing almost nothing for us. More than anything, it's just improving the power of this red VINTNER'S a little bit. But I think what we do is maybe we'll move Gourmet. And we'll put you over here to replace Crushing Blows, because I think that's the one that we're most likely to remove, unless it's Acquired Tolerance. It could be Acquired Tolerance. This was mostly just a means to get to the next row of the green skill tree. We could get rid of that. This is rank 3, though, versus this one being rank 1, so, like, even if this is maybe... If they were roughly the same amount... if we had invested roughly the same amount in them, we probably would prefer Crushing Blows, just because this has 3 levels into it. It might... Well, I mean, like, how much are we focusing that much on using potions actively? Not that much. So, I think we dump that, I guess. And then we make room for you. At the moment, this may not be a huge factor, but I'm curious to see... Yeah, next level it's 10%. So it does go up by 5% each time. So I think if we can pour additional levels into this, this could become very sizable, which is quite intriguing when combined with our Metamorphosis ability to randomly get potions triggered and passively without us having to do anything. So I like that. What is this enemy here? I feel like this might just be a random panther. Kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, it's a 4. You still hit us. You were charging. And he changed direction. Somehow. Last second. That is, you defied the laws of physics. There's the other boar. It's like, can we axe at you when you're in mid-charge? That time it worked. Previously it did not. Well, he got us that time. But that hurt. Please stop that. And that. That's the guy who comes into their natural habitat and slaughters them. Well, actually, Vids, you see, wild boar oftentimes breed pigs that escaped captivation, and therefore they are, you know, not actually native to this land. Yes, you see, wild boar are actually the same species as domesticated pigs. Okay, remind me where we were supposed to go, because I just ended up following that path, and that's not where we're supposed to go. Oh, it is actually right down this path, come to think of it. We did not activate this quest, but if we were to do it here, it was the Manticore here. Could be just a bit further down. Let's see if there's anything else up there. Doesn't look like it. Okay. What is the deal? Got an entrance. Okay. It's the Che Ligad. Whatever that means. Murky Delve. Okay. Kind of thought we were gonna get a... Or based on all the things popping up in our bottom corner there, I thought we might have gotten a fast travel spot, but it doesn't look like it. We just We actually, like, diving under anything here? Okay, search the hidden chapel. Hidden chapel, you say? There are enemies in here?